Enter, please, if you will, if you dare, in fact. Enter into my lair. Okay. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to my channel. Welcome back. Hello. Exactly. That's the one, Kel. Raccoon's lair. Do we have lairs? We can make it a thing, can't we? I feel. Hey, Tracy. Hey, Pat. You love my choice of music. It's it's a work in progress, but I thought that sounded quite appropriate for my goals this afternoon. So I thought I'd come on here because I was like, I wanted to go live, a little bit bored, kind of, and I thought, well, what are we going to talk about live? And like family vlogging is just, I don't want to talk about the Inghams endlessly. And I'm really into true crime. So what I thought we'd do today, because I know it's been mentioned before that maybe I could do like a specific case and we could go live and talk about it and discuss it and things like that, which is great. I don't have a specific thing in mind for today, but what I thought we'd do is we could put our heads together and come up with a bunch of cases which people might like to talk about in the future, different ones. I mean, there are some cases which I'm really into, and once I get into something, that's it. My head is like uber focused on the one thing. So I assume most people here are into true crime. I mean, who isn't, isn't it? I know Kel is definitely, and by extension, Pat, I think. One of the murderers was a neighbour of mine. Not many people heard of it. I haven't heard of it either, Tracy. I'm going to note it down so that I could. I'll look it up. What whereabouts? Okay, so the one case which I'm really into at the moment, and I'm actually uber fixated on, is the Idaho student murders. Because it's insane that the actual case is just it's got me blown. So I need to know if anybody has heard of it. I'd be concerned if you haven't, but maybe it's because I'm too much into it. It was for Tracy. It was for well, 3 girls and 1 boy. They were all taken out by I'm gonna be I'm gonna be controversial and say that they have the wrong person. In fact, I'm positive they have the wrong person. It's not even a case of they might have. I absolutely 100%. There's no way in hell that the person who was sentenced is the person that that did it. Not a chance. And there's so many reasons for yeah, so basically 4 kids, well, there were 20 and 21, I think. Yeah, Cal, they arrested somebody, and they've only recently, well, last year, he was sentenced. He took a plea deal, so the case is really up in the air. He took a deal to avoid the death penalty, and he went down for all 4. But the only reason he pled guilty is because he didn't want the death penalty. I think that's the reason anyway. But people assume then that he was guilty because he took a plea deal. It's yeah. If you look at they did a documentary on Prime, Amazon Prime recently, and it was just the narrative just was insanely towards I'm trying to explain myself. About people being jailed because they took a deal. Do it. Yeah, there's a whole website on it, Cal. It's so common, especially in the US. Actually, in actual fact, in the US, there's so many people. Most cases are a result of people taking deals, and that's because it saves I think it saves the court money, saves saves everybody money by going to court, by going to trial rather, and a lot of them haven't done it. So just because somebody pleads guilty doesn't mean anything. Look, Baby Williams and Libby German murders. I haven't heard of those either. I don't think, have I? There's a whole website dedicated to trying to get people off who are actually innocent, but they've taken deals, or they're in prison for crimes they didn't do. It's just the problem is that people are more, well, the system, particularly in America, from what I could see, the system is set up to convict a person, not the right person. And that's the problem, Cal. Thanks, Ben Cox. I'm in the process of doing another Myers video. I just took a break really to do this instead, but there will be another one coming soon. Don't worry. But imagine sitting behind bars for something you didn't do. What we do is watch true crime. I do as well, Tracy. Well, I mean, there's only so much sometimes I can take because it's very it's intense true crime, but it's really interesting. But what is our equivalent to DA? What do they just have DAs because states have different laws? The DA stands for what? Attorney, is it? I don't think we. I know what they are. I don't think we have them in this country. We have, or is it the prosecutor? I don't know. I watch too much American TV, so maybe my laws might get a bit mixed up. I'm not sure. I know that about you, Cal. I can sense it. District attorney. Thank you. I knew it was something attorney. Also pleads guilty and has a lighter sentence. Yeah, right. So I'll paint you a picture here, right? So what happened was usually when people take plea deals, it is to get a lighter sentence or something. But in return for a lighter sentence, the prosecutors require something to be given to them. Like, for example, you might plead guilty in exchange, or take a plea deal in exchange for telling them where the murder weapon is or something like that, right? But in this case, they ask for nothing. They asked for literally nothing. They said there's no point asking him what happened because he's only going to lie. That's what he said. So they didn't get anything in return for this plea deal. So he just got a lighter sentence, even though they could have taken it to trial and got him death penalty. But they said that because he would only lie about it, what's the point? Which is ridiculous. I've never in my lifetime heard of something so stupid. But what they should have done is they should have said to him, where's the murder weapon, basically, because he can either lie about that or he can take them to where it is. And if he knows where the weapon is, then yeah, give him a plea deal. But if he's lying, then don't give it to him. I don't understand. don't understand how stupid they've been. I keep meaning to do a full video on this case, but there's so much. It's so in depth, and it's just so many caveats to it and things. I can't put it all into bits. They're also doing a film about the case. Like I think it is Amazon Prime or one of those companies. They're doing an actual reenactment, like real life film of the case, even though they don't know what happened. I mean, they don't know what happened, and this is the weird thing. Usually in in cases, the prosecutors have some form of idea or theory about what happened, but in this one, they openly admit they have no idea what happened. They have no idea the timeline. They have no idea what happened, where they went, where people were on any particular time. It's just the whole thing's a mess. They had no clue, and yet this person is serving 4 life sentences just because. I personally think that the guilty people are still out there. I think it was multiple people myself. The main reason why I'm certain it's not this person is because I feel like it's somebody that knows them, because the victims were covered up with blankets. Now, psychologically, the only people that do that are people that are close to them. But he's not. So exactly, Kel. I'm sure you know the ins and outs of why, if you were to paint like a whatchamacallit, a killer profile of the type of person likely to do it, it's someone close to them, someone that knows them. One of the girls had her face absolutely smashed in, like, viciously, which means, again, it's somebody that knows her. It's not some random person that's never met her. It's just I can't get my head around what they've done in this case. That's right, Evie. All they care about is getting somebody behind bars, somebody guilty, just to close the case, basically. Yeah, I think it's really interesting, Cal. These videos on YouTube. I don't know who that is, Ben, but I'll have a look. Did you? Is what? Is it a book, Pat? Well, that's exactly it, Evie. For the family's sakes, they need closure. They need to know what happened. What were the last movements of their kids? Nobody knows. The families don't know. Yeah, they killed teens. Well, it was I think it was 21. Well, they were 21 and 22, I think. What kind of trivia? What kind of trivia was it? You like true crime a lot, then you can. you're very you you come alive at Halloween, I feel. That's your time to shine. Oh, for starters, it could be a good thing in the future. 20% of time workers are murderers. What percentage of what type of work? What? Multiple murders should have been over 40 years. Yeah, I think he got. I'm trying to think what he got now, but yeah, it was like 4 life sentences. So he will be in for the rest of his life. Really? So how many teachers end up being murderers? Is that what we're dealing with? Is it? Oh dear. I think it means teacher murderers as opposed to murders. I think I could be wrong. It was weird. On a similar subject, I was watching the Jodie Hildebrandt story on Netflix the other day. Did anybody see that? It's really sad. I was just wondering when they might get out. I don't think she will ever get out. Ruby might. True crime in family focus. Kids were being so harshly abused. They were not found. Yeah, it was. They showed the injuries quite badly on the kids. It was really horrible. I mean, the program itself is worth a watch. Just a trigger warning. It did show the injuries. I always said that Jodie was the worst one. This is the thing, right? So I'm not being big-headed or anything, but I covered Ruby and Jodie extensively after 8 Passengers finished, but before they got arrested. So that interim period, a lot of people forgot about them, didn't care. A lot of people just talked about Ruby, but it was always Jodie. You could see it. Her level of manipulation was insane. I did watch the Disney one, yeah, a while ago. And that was worth a watch actually because it had interviews with Kevin. I think it had an interview with Chad as well. And there was some unseen footage that was quite bad. Yeah, it was really there was no. It was like a desert, like a what I would describe as like a moon. It felt like the moon. It was like red and desert like and mountains and things. Good afternoon, Bev. You accidentally have Disney. Not your vibe, is it? But is it, Cal? Yeah, I got Disney the other day, and I've been watching that. Oh yeah, exactly. They were being tortured. They were like being made to stand out in the scorching heat to get. They were made to jump up and down on on a trampoline for hours on end. They were made to do so many different things, and it's because Jodie said that they were possessed or they were evil or something. I don't know. Um, well, Disney's not that bad, Kel. Come on. They have some spooky type things you could watch on there, I think. If all else fails, you could watch Star Wars. It's always a good watch. Yeah, I'm kind of confused with how Disney have turned out because like it used to be all kids Disney type family things, and now there's so many weird th- like things that should never be on Disney. So I don't really understand. No, Jodie won't be out. I don't think. Um, I'm not sure about Ruby. It just depends on how sorry she actually is and whether or not she has actually been genuine. Because I know that she kind of once she was away from Jodie, she kind of turned a bit, but it depends how serious she was. I'm not sure. Yeah, Disney is gone weird now, Bev. I don't understand it. It gives me weird vibes when I go onto it because I think, well, what is that? Why is that on here? You know, it's supposed to be all happy, jolly, family, and things like that. But then you got like crime, murder documentaries. It's like, no, what is that? Stuck with Mickey as a profile pic. Yeah, I think that's a default. That is a default. I don't know how to change it either. I don't have enough time in my day to put enough energy into that. Um, I obviously loved the original Star Wars films. That was my era. Uh, the the next three, the prequels, were well, pretty much enough said. The better, really. I don't think they were great. The the three afterwards, the sequels, were, I think they were better made, but I'm just not really into them either, to be honest. I saw them at the cinema, but um, just no. And it is kind of, the other ones have kind of put a dampener on the originals now. I hardly ever watch those now, whereas I used to be obsessed with them. No, no, I can't. Star Trek. I don't like Star Trek. I used to watch the original Star Trek when I was young, and then I don't understand why there's all these other bits of Star Trek around, and I'm not that into it. I just watched the originals because I was young. I'm very warm. I'm perfectly warm in my lounge, Evie. It's my bedroom which is the problem. I'm trying to get things sorted. C3PO in gold and R2D2 with removable sword. Oh, you had all the toys. Yeah, I used to love them, Cal. I had all the figures and all the ships and stuff. Um, I don't know. Well, yeah, I do need them to sort it. I don't know what the fuck they're doing. Sorry, Evie, I don't know what they're doing. They haven't got back to me. What are they doing? When is all this been sorted out? Actually, I'm going to message them now because um they need to sort something out, right? Um, mm, might have to stop paying my rent at this rate. Uh, uh, Alright, okay. What? Have they admitted the wall was a bit? Have they admitted the wall was a bit fake? They haven't admitted anything yet. Yeah, no, I'm going to go to the council if they just blatantly don't do anything about it. I'm trying to give them like a reasonable amount of time so that I can say that they have or haven't done it. Yeah, they reckon, but the thing is, they reckon the walls are insulated. When the guy came round and I asked him, I said, "What about the walls? Are they insulated?" And he said, "Yeah, I imagine they probably are." And I was like, "Well, how do you imagine they probably are? What am I missing?" Mm, 11th of November. Wow. The doors and they were hollow. Yeah, I just don't know if they're supposed to be sounding hollow. I mean, I've done a lot of research recently into insulation, and I think there should be some in there, but it's hard for me to see if there is, because I can't look inside the wall. Um, let's look at it. It was like the 11th of November. I had people come around to look at the property. Why hasn't anybody been around since then? That's like 2 months ago. I know there was Christmas in between, but that was only like a week out of the period. So I know, Cal. I tried to get my X-ray vision working, but sadly, it was not to be. Mhm. If it was insulated, you would hear dampened knocks. Um. Hmm. Yes, Cal, we've shifted a little bit. And it is every bit a crime as anything else we talk about, isn't it? I think. All right. Here we go. There we go. Just sent an email to the landlords. See what happens. Lofty Victorian farmhouse. It's non-existent. Jenny, is that your property? Is it your own? Like you own it? Because unfortunately, that's will be for you to fix. That's how they mean, isn't it? That's not what I meant. Didn't mean it to sound mean. If it's a rental, then the landlords, they have to fix these things. If you have all those subs, you should have hundreds in it. You'd think so, wouldn't you, Evie? Yeah, but it's not that. It's that I don't draw the figures that I used to. You know, no. It's one of my bugbears is that like trying to get people to be interested in things that I say is quite difficult. They want to watch the Inghams. I'd love that too. Although a bit of information here. I don't know if you're watching my Myers videos recently. I did an article. I wrote an article on my website about the situation, and she left a comment on the video on the thingy in the comments on my website. You'd watch me read the shopping list. I could definitely do that. It's just not everybody wants to. I feel honoured, Evie. I do. You know, she's got 70,000 followers on Facebook, so she's much more famous than I am. Yeah, but still, come on, give her some credit. She's trying. Yeah, for the sarcasm. It's a talent. Thank you, Jenny. I love that. Just know what people think. Yes, she's asking for advice. Yeah, I think she asks for advice a lot because her. I don't want to be mean about it, but she doesn't come across as the sharpest tool. I don't want to be mean, but that sounded mean. I'm sorry, Katie. I don't mean it. Crimes against cooking. Try to make a poached egg in an air fryer more than once. Not been successful. A poached egg in an air fryer. Do you need to put it in water? Because there aren't poached eggs in water. Not what it is. I'll gain Mrs. R's subs. We kind of shared the subs. Where's she been? I've not heard. Where's she gone, rather? What's happened? Poisons you. Yeah, I understand what you mean, but I don't think that's true. Let me have a look. Mrs. R. Life of Mrs. R. Mrs. R. Huh? Don't know. I'm lost. This is how to go to the channel. What? On police advice, trolls were relentless and given her mobile. Really? Oh, so I just searched for a channel. I couldn't find it. That would be why. Which trolls? Fucking what's the name? Is it? I can't remember the name. Marie. Are they still hanging about? Everyone constantly going for not even like they befriended her partner's sisters. Well, it's a shame. I don't know what's gone on. I know she's always had issues with certain people. You know, are they still doing all that nonsense? It's been years. Why don't they give it up? It's ridiculous. They don't have to keep going on and on and on. I mean, I'm one to talk. I'm still going on at the Inghams, but they just literally they're doing it because they don't have a grievance. They just fucking age. Jesus Christ. Yeah, it was my dog. She's not too well at the moment. Thank you, Kel. Oh, I've had it as well, Evie. You probably watched my my live the other week. But yeah, I generally I don't get those. It's because the sort of people she's having arguments with, they're not going to give up. They just go on and on and on, round and round and round and round and round. It's ridiculous. It's just, I was once entrenched in that sort of that murky side of it, and they just would not let things go ever. And the best thing that I did was just sort of say no and walk away, because yeah, the thing with those that sort of that person that did what he did, 2 videos on me, didn't he? I don't even know why. They don't have enough to go on to make a decent video on me. You know, there's nothing that I've done. Like, people say, oh, I've got so much on Dougal, I could take him down. Well, they don't, though, do they? That's the thing. If you don't react, they'll give up. And I tried to tell that to Country Joe. Do you know Country Joe, Veronica? I tried to tell that to her years ago, but she always wanted, she needed to react, and people just kept coming for her over and over and over again. And it's just like, give it up. You know, there's nothing. So if you equate that to what I do to the Inghams, I do mine for a reason, but you know, if you look from their perspective, it's probably not nice me coming for them all the time. And you know, but the best thing they can do is to ignore and not engage with me, and not give me anything to react to. Like the Sullivans are constantly, especially Zoe, she can't not mention me when she's going on a rant, even if I've not talked about them for weeks. Oh, sorry, 1 second. Yeah, even if I've not talked about the Sullivans for a long time, she'll mention me no matter what. And if she mentions me, I'll react to it and I'll talk about it, because it gives me a bit of content. So we want you to do content on them. I mean, that's the other thing, right? Because they're not very relevant, so it is entirely possible that they do actually want me to do content to give them a bit of relevancy and make people go to their channel, because they don't have any other way of getting people to their channel. Oh, for fuck's sake. So that PayPal link, I'm going to throw it out the window in a second, right? So 1 second. I'm trying to do this and it's I'm not getting it right. I was like, wait, dot me slash me. All right. Yeah, that PayPal link there, that's the working one. Thank you. Thank you for your time and patience. There's no apostrophe. Not you. There's no apostrophe. What in the link in the It's Me Dougal. Let's watch. Katie might be watching. I don't know if she is. Hello. Love your content and stuff. Wanting isn't doing, is it, Cal and Pat? Wanting isn't doing. Sorry, that was a joke. Ouch. Know what to do to get more viewers. Yeah, she should post her YouTube on her Facebook. I think would probably help. The thing is, her type of content probably doesn't translate that easily onto YouTube. It's just, you know, that sort of boring cook with me type content. I don't know. It's very boring. I don't know. No, I wouldn't have thought it would do, to be honest. I mean, the type of people as well that would watch her on Facebook might not even be on YouTube that much, so it's another issue. I don't use Facebook that much, but sorry, only use it really to check out what she's up to. That's pretty much it. And the Inghams. Oops, how to turn off the cook at the mains. I don't think I'm one for giving cooking tips or oven tips, Cal. You know, all seeing my efforts. Right. Let's see what we got. It's definitely on when it wasn't. Right. Okay. So I've been on an hour now. I think I'm going to come off. Our true crime conversation has kind of shifted, which is fine. It's fine. We just talk about what you want to talk about. But I've had a good convo here, so I'm quite happy now. Well, satisfied. Yeah. Pretty much. So I'm going to come off, and I'll thank you all for your time. Cal, you can get some sleep. You've only had half an hour, apparently. So, and everybody else can go to sleep as well. I might even do that myself too. Who knows? And thank you, Evie. Not many people do, so I appreciate it. Thank you. So thank you very much for your time. I'll continue to do these impromptu lives because it's quite enjoyable. Anyway, take care. Thank you very much again.